What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing, Sunday the 21st of May, 2023. Sorry for the late edition. Might be 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock before I get this up. It's been a long week. It's been a long night. There's a lot of news to go over. However, I'm lacking in energy. It's just been one of those weeks. As always, the first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That's where you can find all the madness. Again, sorry for the late edition. Let's get into some of this. The World Health Organization recommends future COVID-19 vaccines no longer include original SARS-CoV-2 virus. For the YouTube censorship staff, they are quoting an actual World Health Organization article here. I'll put a link to this and this. CDC halts administration of Johnson & Johnson vaccine in the United States. Orders remaining doses to be destroyed. What? Who's going to pay for all these? Well, they've been paid for by the American taxpayer. No false news there. Time reports, why are so many Americans dying so young? Why indeed? Here's an article here that goes in and talk about how the pandemic had something to do with it, but this and that, life expectancy going down, as the New World Order told us it would long ago. Child deaths soared, alarming 10% to 15-year high due to pandemic suicides, overdoses, and homicides. I wonder what else it's due to. Put a link to that. 1 baby dies, 8 are left in intensive care after being struck down with unusual cluster of usually harmless infections. This is going into myocarditis being found in little kids. What's going on here? I don't know. Put a link to it. Up in Canada, we had an 18-year-old die suddenly. This was covered up. He died suddenly on May 6th, but like very little coverage of it. I just want to mention it in my report. His life mattered to me. Put a link to that. Harvard studies scientists caught taking bribes to publish false research about causes of heart attacks. Is this true? I don't know. I'll put a link to it. We got other news going on. Chris Christie to run for president 2024. Mr. Krispy Kreme Donuts. Aging Senator Dianne Frankenstein admits 89-year-old did suffer brain infection during 2-month absence from Congress. She's since forgotten about, despite her insistence that she was only sick with the flu. I'm only sick with the flu. But link to that. Biden arrives in Japan, meets with Prime Minister ahead of G7. The G7's going on. Biden's out of the country. Be advised, Operation Blackjack Alert. Never know. MTG introduces articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. Good luck with that. How's that IRS thing going? IRS removes investigative team from Hunter Biden probe and move whistleblower claim. Oh, come on now. You silly rabbits. Tricks are for kids, don't you know? And what difference does it make, right, Hillary? Over to financial news, how major U.S. stock indexes fared on the Friday. How did the Dow Jones do this week? I haven't paid attention to the markets in a while. Dow Jones fell 109 on Friday, closed the week 33,426. For the week, it was up 126. Pretty flat week. Put a link to it. Be advised, list of attendees, Shadow Bilderberg meeting this week. Bilderberg 2023 is going on. Did everybody know about that? I'll put a link to that from National Post. The mainstream media certainly isn't talking about it. Elon Musk compares George Soros to X-Men villain who hates you. Oh, come on. Give George a break. Do you still think that the World Economic Forum isn't planning for mass depopulation? Let me just listen to a little bit of this here.
If you want more liberty and more consumption, you have to have fewer people. And
fewer people.
Conversely, you can have more people.
More people you have to have.
I mean, we could even have 8 or 9 billion probably if we have a very strong dictatorship, which is smart. It's unfortunately.
They called us crazy 15 years ago when we were telling you about this New World Order thing. They make no qualms about it now. I mean, it's out in the open. They make no secret about their plans for the world. Squad demands $14 trillion in federal reparations for descendants of slaves. Give me a break. Listen to this guy here. He's a smart one.
All this nonsense, homelessness, and all this other garbage y'all talk about, police violence and all this stuff, don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody real care about that. We care about our reparations. And we have to put white people on notice that we want our reparations.
Because people owe us free shit. Motherfucker, nobody knows you. Nobody owes you a thing. Shut up. We're all slaves of the New World Order. You're not special. Sick of this fucking crap. Chicago mayor, he's pushing for $12 million financial package to raise taxes. And let's defund the police in Chicago. Let's see how that works out. Mid-Title 42 expiration. This broke blue states considering, let's give unemployment to illegal aliens. Isn't that a great idea? They deserve unemployment. I'm sorry. This whole shit. Let's see. What we got? Adidas having a biological male model poses, women's swimwear campaign. Adidas is going at it now. I'll put a link to that. PetSmart is coming after your pet. Your pets are all gay now. They're pushing the agenda. Bud Light launches camo paint cans to appease base. Oh, they want to appease the base. So, well, they can't be for, a woman with a penis, so they must want a camouflage can. Get out of here. What the hell are you talking about? I got one at the bottom. Toronto anti-capitalist pay when you can cafe shuts down after just, who didn't see that coming? I mean, am I the only one that's bothered by people who are constantly saying, well, you owe us free shit. You owe us free. Look, how many years has the welfare state been going on in this country? How many billions and billions and billions have been given away for free to people who don't appreciate anything they're given? Oh, we want more. Somebody owes us something. Nobody owes you shit. Biden administration launches initiative to train public how to spot radical conservatives and fight domestic terrorism over to New World Order Police State News. Please share the video if you want. If not, who cares? Whatever. Nobody's going to watch it anyway. Facebook deletes Jesus died so you can live. Of course, Jesus is a hate speech. Put a link to that. This account got suspended right after tweeting Elon Musk's new CEO. Oh, she's gonna teach Twitter users how to accept the correct news. And of course, this is already starting. This shit's already being deleted. Elon Musk sold us all out to the New World Order. Like, what else is new? I just introduced articles of... Oh, this bitch is fucking busy this week, huh? She's gonna impeach the FBI director now, and Joe Biden and everyone. Like these people give a damn what you have to say, lady. You think you're something to them? What D.C. field office confirmed that they have undercover officers, confidential informants, FBI assets were present at U.S. Capitol, despite the director testifying to the contrary. All this shit came out this week. What else is new? Nobody's going to be held accountable for shit. I think these people are abide by the same laws you and I have to abide by? No, they're way above it. Come on. Another black mark for the FBI. Bureau misused surveillance tool more than 278,000 times. Daily Mail, trans activists. Here we go with the agenda. Bill to queer kits given to kids without parental consent, says OAN. Get your vibrators and kids' toys and condoms all in the same aisle at CVS, apparently. Yeah, right next to the toys here. The CVS is pushing the agenda. We got over down, and let's talk about immigration. Citizens not allowed to record at the border crossing, harassed by Border Patrol. Meanwhile, thousands of illegals, they go down and they try to question what's going on. Sir, get away from here. You're not allowed to film this. Migrants allowed into U.S. asylum seekers given immigration court dates into the year 2035. 2035. Probably get free phones up until then, probably well after that. NYC public elementary schools set to house illegals. Oh no, what does the mayor have to say? The mayor says you better just deal with it, slaves. Please allow me just to speed through the rest of this because the news is just pissing me off this week. Still stuff you need to know about though. In World War III news, UK supplied missiles used to strike civilians, says authorities. That from RT. What else is new? Apparently something might have got blown up that was radioactive over there. Because they're using robots to pick through a scene of a fire. They got robotic arms going on. Possibly some depleted uranium was blown up. I don't know. There's some information there. U.S. and its allies plan to provide Ukraine with F-16 fighter jets. Officials say that from NBC News. U.S. Department of Defense also helping fix the Patriot air defense system after it was damaged after a Russian attack using cruise hypersonic missiles against the capital. Put a link to that. World leaders warn China and North Korea on nukes as Ukraine Zelensky travels to G7 summit. We got all that stuff going on. As I said, Zelensky to join G7 summit in Hiroshima to hold talks with Biden. Put a link to that. Pentagon, maybe they can talk about this. What happened? Accounting error. Overvalued Ukraine weapons by $3 billion. Well, it's just taxpayer money. What difference does it make? Put a link to that. Kissinger tells NATO to ignore Putin's threats. From Newsweek. Okay. I just want to see a new world order. President Obama, apparently ex-President Obama, banned from entering Russia after a Durham report. I don't know what's going on there. Put a link to that. Biden seeking joint military planning with Israel on Iran. So Operation Blackjack hit there. Put a link to that. U.S. convoy vehicle attacked in Nigeria. Several people dead. In miscellaneous news, and we got one here about Operation Blackjack here, possibly 60,000 pounds of explosive ammonium nitrate apparently missing from a train in California. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news. Hey, some big quakes this week. We had a 6.5 on the 20th. We had a 7.1 in the same area on the 20th. We had a 7.7 South Pacific Ocean, same area. Big goings on in the South Pacific Ocean. And we had a 6.4 on the 17th. I'll put a link to the earthquake data. Some rocking and rolling. Didn't see much on volcanoes this week. New World Order. New National Weather Service releases new tornado count for already record-setting year in some counties. This is down in Oklahoma City where they had the big ones, I think, last week. They're still reprising the numbers there. Tornadoes all over the place. I didn't see too much on tornadoes this week. We did have this Wuhan tornado kills 8, injures hundreds on the other side of the world. Back in America, we had smoke in northwestern Wyoming coming from 91 wildfires, and in Canada, 27 out of control. Big wildfires to the north. Thoughts to my friends in Canada, stay safe up there. Bill Gates defends his use of polluting private jet flying to Australia to lecture about climate change and reveals why he's not part of the problem. Of course he's not. Come on. Apparently, the Great Reset. Europe could achieve net zero by demolishing its historic buildings and starting again. They want more power efficient, more energy efficient buildings. Apparently, when they want to tear down all their history, and these apparently aren't, economical enough, or environmental friendly buildings or whatever. John Kerry declares war on U.S. farmers. Government farm confiscations not off the table. This is a new article, May 17, 2023. I don't know the website, but it doesn't surprise me at all. Rest in peace, Lavoy Finicum. California officials will allow a celebrity chef, he's above the law, to skirt the gas stove ban because his restaurant, after being threatened with lawsuits because it would alter the caliber of his food and force him, he's got enough money, is what they're saying. He can buy his way out. But I don't like that. I got a few more here. Red meat is not a health threat. New study debunks years of junk research. I have eaten a lot of red meat in my life, and I feel just fine. I'm a little overweight, but, I feel good. A little tired. There is no thought to follow about it. Robert Downey Jr. killing himself with a vegan diet. Although somebody said that maybe he's doing this for a film, he's still looking kind of rough, though. I guess we're all getting old, though. Columbia plane crash, be advised, broken plane. Children reportedly survived. I've seen conflicting stories on these kids surviving in the jungle. I've seen little kids walking around that are apparently maybe being human trafficked by the people in the jungle down there. I don't know. I'll put a link to this from BBC. And I got one at the bottom. Apparently something is going on the moon. Mystery emerges. UFO spotted on the other side of the moon. If you look at this, if you blow this up and look at it, I've watched this several times. I don't know if this is faked footage, but some telescopes can get some pretty impressive pictures of the moons these days, and apparently there's something floating around out there. I don't know. I got some strange and bizarre news this week. Check this out. Chinese man hangs onto wife's car on highway in the rain. Look at this guy. Look at this. Reminds me of, what was that, Police Academy 1 or Police Academy 2, maybe? Might have been 1, actually, where the guy, his wife was on the hood while he was driving to the police academy. Anyway, this poor guy here, he's just hanging on for life on the highway. Terrifying situation, armed man and truck ramming people multiple times. He's like ramming them. You got to fast forward to the end so you see the final ram. Here it comes. Here it comes. This goes on for a couple minutes, but watch this. Yeah, there's the final one. Put a link to that. Over in Oakland, California, this is what's happening. This is actually from May 6th. So, but, this happens all day, every day. This happens pretty much every other weekend in St. Louis now. Just craziness in the streets, and we're not even into the summer yet. It's going to be a crazy summer. 8 overdose deaths in 2 days in Portland, fentanyl suspected. Well, you got rid of the police force. In fact, Portland wants to refund us police. Oh, now you want the police back, do you? Put a link to that. City authorities have utterly lost capacity to keep people safe. This is a story out of Washington, D.C., I think. Yeah, apparently in Washington, D.C., people getting shot all over the place in D.C. Put a link to this. Madness all over the place. Video shows naked man attack people down in Miami gym. I can't play this because there's literally a naked man in there. Fundraiser for the guy who accidentally killed the guy on the subway has raised over $2 million up in New York. Meanwhile, people are pissed off about it. Let's see what they're talking about. They're going to strap up and start popping people.
Fucking over is done. If we have to strap up and come out and just start popping, it's going to happen.
Well, if your boy didn't start nothing, wouldn't have been nothing. Just saying. Absurd news. This girl's forearm muscles have been farmed to create a fake phallus. It doesn't function. This is just more of this going on. Take my arm so you can make me a fake penis or something. I don't know. TikTok personality accuses United Airlines of discrimination because she can't squeeze down the aisles. Well, whose fault is that, really? Put a link to that. And I got one more here. He's back at it. The Biden non-binary nuclear guru who was arrested at Reagan Airport again for more. He's still stealing luggage. What is wrong with you and your fetish with luggage? I'll put a link to that. For all the news, please check my favorite videos. 400 vehicles keyed up in. Somebody is mad at car dealerships up in Canada. They're going around keying 400s of cars. The government will crush you and your family. Are you ready for it? Put out a good one about what the FBI will do to you if you dare get in its way and how they're all above the law and all this stuff. Dimcad's got a good one there. about, I believe he covers the police officer who was killed in Chicago. Upsetting story. And here's the one right below that: funeral services for that officer. Just ended her shift, went home, got killed by some thugs right in front of her house, apparently. Biden smiling, carrying away. Frank McDonald's over there talking about his tropical cyclone that hit on May 14th. Check out my favorites for sure. Definitely some good stuff over there. Thank you to everybody still putting out content. Keeping everybody informed. You guys are doing awesome work. Of course, unavailable or censored videos are hidden. And why don't we end this very pissed off report with something very appropriate? No, I'm not reshooting this video. It is 6:07 a.m. as I'm shooting this video, which means I'm probably going to be in editing for a couple hours. Probably won't have this up before 9 a.m. Central Time. So there's no way I'm reshooting this. It's just been an incredibly long week, incredibly long night. I want to end this on, let's just keep the theme going. Shout out this week, shout out to all of the unvaccinated people. The people who didn't fall for the New World Order bullshit, who stood fast in their beliefs that these things we've been talking about for 15 plus years, I can't get into it too much because I plan on posting this on YouTube, but just a shout out to the unvaccinated, and just to look back at how they tried to vilify all of us.
When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
You are the unvaccinated.
And let me preface this by saying, death to the fucking New World Order.
You are the problem. It is the unvaccinated who are the problem, period, end of story.
The only people that you can blame.
And if you don't like my language, then you're obviously in the wrong place.
The only people you can blame. This isn't shaming, this is the truth. Maybe they should be shamed. Are the unvaccinated.
It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks.
Anyone you came into contact with will blame you, as will the rest of us who have done the right thing by getting vaccinated.
Because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated.
I think it's time to get our moral house in order, Anderson. It's the unvaccinated who are the threat.
All the vaccinated folks are going to start wearing masks to protect the unvaccinated folks. It's called a Christian value.
You're basically punishing the vaccinated for the sins of the unvaccinated.
Do you see it for what it is?
The unvaccinated are basically saying, well, it's open season for me. I can do whatever I want as well.
The unvaccinated are basically beating their breasts, running around the country saying, we don't care, we're living free, and so forth.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
Unvaccinated, a group that includes children and people acting like children. And the rest of us are starting to get pissed off.
The vaccinated feel the unvaccinated are making me upset or angry.
This is not about freedom or personal choice.
Making you upset? Why? You're vaccinated. You're protected.
So my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No. Screw your freedom.
The other day, Howard Stern weighed in with a much different approach. Take a look.
When are we going to stop putting up with the idiots in this country and just say, it's mandatory to get vaccinated?
It goes on for a while. Every single one of you are disgusting fucking human beings who sold out to the New World Order. Shout out to the ones who didn't. Shout out to the ones who stood fast. If you understand what I'm saying, then I love you. My heart is with you. That's all I got for this week. Like the report, don't like the report, I don't give a shit. But death to the New World Order! I'll see you on the next one.